In the quiet suburb of Maplewood, nestled just outside the bustling city of Springfield, Massachusetts, a heinous crime shattered the illusion of peaceful suburban life. On a crisp autumn morning in September 2018, the body of 17-year-old Lily Adams was discovered in the woods behind her family's home. The gruesome scene sent shockwaves through the community, leaving residents locked behind their doors and whispering about the killer walking among them. Detective Alex Johnson, a seasoned investigator with the Springfield Police Department, was called in to lead the case. With his keen intuition and unwavering dedication, Johnson delved into the intricate web of lies and deceit surrounding Lily's murder. Little could he have imagined that this case would test his perceptions and force him to confront the darkest aspects of human nature. Initially, suspicion fell on Lily's stepmother, Rachel Adams. The troubled relationship between the two was no secret to their neighbors, and Rachel's jealousy of her stepdaughter seemed to provide a motive. However, beneath the surface of this seemingly straightforward case lurked a twisted tale of betrayal, secrets, and fatal consequences. At the center of this tragedy was Michael Adams, Lily's stepfather, a respected businessman and pillar of the community. Michael appeared to be the grieving father figure supporting Rachel in their shared loss. But as Detective Johnson would soon discover, Michael's carefully constructed facade concealed a web of lies that would ultimately lead to his undoing. Lily Adams was a vibrant and promising young woman whose life was tragically cut short just weeks before her 18th birthday. Born to a single mother, Rachel Adams, in 2001, Lily grew up as a bright and curious child, always eager to learn and explore the world around her. From an early age, Lily showed a passion for art and literature. Her teachers often praised her creativity and insightful writing, singling her out as a student with great potential. Her artwork adorned the walls of her high school, and she had recently begun to explore photography, capturing the beauty of nature in the woods behind her home, the same woods that would eventually become the site of her untimely death. Despite her academic and artistic achievements, Lily's family life was far from perfect. At age 12, her mother married Michael Adams, a prosperous local entrepreneur. Although Lily initially welcomed the stability Michael brought, the relationship between stepdaughter and stepfather became increasingly strained as Lily entered her teens. Her friends and classmates described Lily as caring but fiercely independent. She had a close-knit group of friends and was known for standing up against bullying. Lily's best friend, Emma Brooks, recalled Lily's dream of studying journalism at Boston University, aspiring to become an investigative reporter uncovering hidden truths. The relationship between Lily and her mother, Rachel, had always been complex. As an only child, Lily had been the center of Rachel's world for years. However, Michael's arrival created a shift in the dynamic. Lily often felt that her mother prioritized her new marriage over their bond, resulting in frequent arguments and emotional distancing. In the months leading up to her death, those close to Lily noticed a change in her behavior. She became more withdrawn, spending more time alone in her room or wandering through the woods with her camera. Her art took on darker themes, and her normally meticulous schoolwork began to wane. Emma recalled that Lily seemed distracted and preoccupied, but when pressed, she would brush off her worries with a forced smile. What no one knew was that Lily had stumbled upon a secret that would prove fatal. Driven by her natural curiosity, she had discovered something someone was willing to kill to keep hidden. Lily's life, full of promise and potential, was snuffed out just as she stood on the threshold of adulthood, leaving behind a community in mourning and a mystery that would shake Maplewood to its foundations. Michael Adams, 45 years old at the time of Lily's murder, presented himself as the epitome of suburban success, a charismatic and respected financial advisor. He had built a thriving firm in Springfield, managing the wealth of some of the city's wealthiest residents. His polished looks and self-assured demeanor made him a natural community leader. He was a member of the local Chamber of Commerce and coached youth soccer. Born and raised in a working-class family in Boston, Michael had climbed the social ladder through a combination of charm, intelligence, and ruthless ambition. He met Rachel at a charity gala in 2012, and their whirlwind romance culminated in marriage just 8 months later. To the outside world, Michael appeared to be the perfect husband and stepfather, providing stability and financial security for Rachel and Lily. However, beneath this veneer of success lay dark secrets and unfulfilled desires. In the year leading up to Lily's murder, Michael had been in a passionate affair with Sofia Rivera, the wife of his next-door neighbor and close friend, Daniel. Their relationship was more than just physical. Michael felt truly alive in her presence, experiencing a connection he had never shared with Rachel. The two lovers stole moments of passion while their wives were at work or running errands. As Lily entered adolescence, Michael grew increasingly uncomfortable around her. His perceptive nature made him fearful she would discover his infidelity. He began to avoid spending time alone with Lily, making excuses to miss dinners and family events. Friends and colleagues described Michael as charming and generous, always willing to lend a hand or crack a joke. The grisly discovery occurred on the morning of September 15, 2018, when a jogger on his usual path through the woods stumbled upon Lily's body, partially hidden under a pile of leaves and branches, a crude attempt at concealment that did little to hide the horrific nature of the crime. Detective Alex Johnson arrived on the scene within the hour, his experienced eyes fixed on every detail. Lily's body showed signs of a violent struggle, with bruises on her arms and face indicating she fought desperately for her life. The cause of death was immediately apparent: a jagged wound to the throat, likely inflicted with a serrated blade. As the forensic team combed the area for evidence, Johnson noted several key details. Lily's camera, which she always carried on her excursions into the woods, was missing. Drag marks and disturbed vegetation suggested her body had been moved from the initial site of the attack, possibly in an attempt to conceal it from immediate discovery. Most tellingly, there were no signs of sexual assault, leading Johnson to suspect that the motive for the murder was personal rather than opportunistic. As news of the murder spread, the once peaceful Maplewood community was plunged into fear and suspicion. Neighbors who once left their doors unlocked now double-checked their security systems. Parents kept their children indoors, and the woods, once a playground, became a no-go zone, cordoned off with yellow police tape. Detective Johnson, a 20-year veteran of the Springfield Police Department, took over the investigation with grim determination. Known for his meticulous nature and uncanny ability to see connections that others overlooked, Johnson had solved some of the department's toughest cases. Standing in the living room of the Adams home, staring at family photos on the mantel, he knew this case would test him like never before. The first 48 hours of the investigation were a whirlwind of activity. Johnson and his team conducted initial interviews with family, friends, and neighbors, examined Lily's school records, and analyzed her social media accounts. Michael Adams, appearing shocked, provided a detailed account of Lily's whereabouts on the night of the murder, claiming he had been working late, a fact corroborated by security footage and the testimony of his assistant. Rachel Adams, still visibly distraught, struggled to maintain her composure during questioning. She admitted to arguing with Lily the evening before her disappearance but insisted it was typical mother-daughter friction. As Johnson delved deeper, a picture began to emerge of a household plagued by tension. Neighbors spoke of frequent arguments between Lily and Rachel, often overheard across their manicured lawns. Emma revealed that Lily had been increasingly unhappy at home, feeling trapped and misunderstood. The initial findings of the forensic team offered more questions than answers. Trace evidence found on Lily's clothing did not match samples taken from Michael or Rachel, and the murder weapon, a hunting knife, was nowhere to be found despite thorough searches of the Adams property and surrounding areas. A breakthrough came when Johnson interviewed Sophia Rivera, the Adams' next-door neighbor. Sophia, visibly nervous, mentioned seeing Lily arguing with Rachel in their driveway the day before she disappeared. More intriguingly, she let slip that Rachel had always seemed jealous of her daughter's youth and beauty. This information, combined with the tumultuous family atmosphere and Rachel's unconvincing alibi for the night of the murder, led Johnson to focus his attention on Lily's mother. He theorized that years of resentment had finally boiled over, resulting in a confrontation that proved deadly. As the investigation entered its second week, Johnson felt confident they were on the right track. He obtained a warrant to search Rachel's personal effects, hoping to find crucial evidence. However, a nagging doubt haunted him. Something about Michael's calm demeanor and perfect alibi seemed too clean, too convenient. Little did he know that his instincts were leading him toward a truth far more sinister than he could have imagined. As the investigation progressed, all signs seemed to point to Rachel Adams as the prime suspect in her daughter's murder. Driven by the available evidence, Johnson began to build a case against the 42-year-old housewife with a troubled past. His team uncovered a series of heated text message exchanges between Rachel and Lily in the weeks leading up to the murder. In one particularly vicious argument, Rachel accused Lily of sabotaging her marriage, while Lily called her mother a jealous old woman. These digital breadcrumbs supported the theory of a family dynamic that had reached a breaking point. Rachel's behavior after Lily's death further fueled suspicions. Although initially distressed, she quickly became defensive and evasive during questioning.